Good evening and a warm welcome to Weekend Dialogue on BizRoundUp. Tonight in our studios, we will discuss about the tourism industry, the small and medium sector of the tourism industry. And for this, we've invited the President of the Association of Small and Medium Enterprises in Tourism, Sri Lanka, Rohan Abeywickrema. Good evening and a warm welcome.
Good evening. Thank you for inviting me.
It's a pleasure to have you with us, and I think you are playing a big role now with the development of tourism, with much focus into especially the small and medium enterprise segment.
Yes, we do.
Mr. Abeywickrema, I think you're the president of the Small and Medium Enterprises ASMET in Sri Lanka, where you all stand to be a united voice for this segment in the tourism industry. Tell us your work and what you do.
Actually, I am a founder member also in this organization, and before this I was in the Travel Agent Association Council also for about 10 years in the committee, and I have been working in the tourism industry for about 35 years, totally from 1977-78 inception, and I run my own organization also related to the tourism. Now ASMET especially we formed because for last 25 years ago, we never had a voice of SME sector representation. So we, with the help of foreign organizations like GT said, they helped us to form this organization. Then we canvassed right around the country for members who has been not in the sector at all, like they have been not registered. We got them to register and come on board with us. Then we educate them. Still we canvass them and educate them. There are, in our organization, anybody related to the travel trade, tourism, they can be a member of us. They don't have to be like one area, like two hotelier, tourism suppliers, like service providers who sell anything related to tourism, they can be a member of us. But we always abide by the SME sector ceiling where the Sri Lanka tourism has, there is a borderline, like you can't go, if you are dealing beyond this amount of volume of business, you can't be a SME sector person. So we monitor all that, we respect the tourism ceilings and we take them as a member and we help them, we educate them, we arrange funding for them, and licensing authorities are under with us, so we ask them to take the license particular area. If they are not recognized, we ask them to train their staff, all that kind of information and practical, also theory, we give free of charge because my members, even in my council, there is about 40 years experienced guys who can train them. We give free consultancy for our members in the hotel sector or any other area. They can come to us and they can have free consultancy from our members.
Right, I see. I mean, a primary objective of your organization is to empower the small and medium enterprises. And apart from education and training that you provide for them, how do you stand as a organization that represents this segment of the tourism industry? What do you all do? What is the voice that you all raise for them?
In this country, there are many people who don't pay tax. So they think when they don't pay tax, they are well looked after because they have to pay tax, also contribute to the industry, as well as industry helps them a lot because they have been not educated when they pay tax, what are the benefits they get. So people always try to evade from tax. Because of this reason, we are trying to make them to become formal, like register themselves.
How would you help the informal sector of the tourism industry actually come into the industry, contribute to the development of this industry?
Yeah, because now we last month we did a program in Anuradhapura. Educating them, we took a Sri Lanka Tourist Board people as well as the guide lecturers or hoteliers. In our committee, we gave a free one-day session for them to become formal. Also, they had a lot of problems to ask. We explain everything. You must get on board with us. Then all problems will be answered because they don't know. Many people don't read. They just have a boat and they run 6 rooms or 7 rooms. They don't train people. They don't train people. They don't read. They don't actually. The problem here, when the tourists come, they should understand what their expectations are. If they don't deliver what they expect. to have it, you know. These are the things that we have to educate them to fall in line.
What is really lagging in the tourism industry? Many tourists, as they come, I mean, there is a lack of infrastructure that they talk about, and activities. Sri Lanka is a great destination that could be marketed in several different aspects. Be it the beaches, the mountains, the wildlife, anything. You got everything we have. But why is Sri Lanka, compared to all other competing destinations, why is Sri Lanka lagging behind?
Actually, all these people in the tourism related industry in this country has been abroad. Nobody has, you can't say nobody has seen other places, other countries around this, even Asia. But we have untouched resources a lot, including water base. So if you take how many lakes we have, we are not using any of these lakes for any water based activities. So they can open these lakes, including Colombo, where we can do lot of activities related to water base, which we don't have other than whitewater rafting. We can do lot of these, and in related to the village tours, like authentic tourism, authentic Sri Lanka, with our cultural values, we don't make use of these. We are a nation where Tamils and Sinhalese celebrate Sinhalese New Year on the 14th of every year. We light the lamp and eat at a auspicious time. I think half of Sri Lanka does this. So there is nowhere in the world who practice cultural habits and values like this. So those are good events. We don't market Sinhala Avurudda, you call. And we do certain things at a time. Everybody, all the TV channels conduct all these Lipagini Molonava and all that kind of stuff. People participate in the tourist hotel, they conduct Avurudutsawa.
Right.
So like that, and this can be marketing. If you go to other countries, in America, in Louisiana state, they have 432 festivals. So you have more than 365 days, they have 400 festivals. Even they have festival of Tomato Festival. So they highlight for the people to get involved and market something, like that.
Right, and Sri Lanka, just as you mentioned, is an amazing destination with a unique cultural heritage which could be marketed in several different ways.
Like Candy Parade, we have a lot of tourists coming in. Like that, we can market Vesak. All Poe days, there are a lot of festivals. So we can be a festival country in each month.
But as you say, in terms of marketing, Sri Lanka has a shortcoming. We have been changing our taglines, what the country is. India has forever been incredible India. But why as an organization, as the president of the organization, is there any way that you press authorities to...
Actually, we have to go with one voice, I believe, but private sector in the tourism field are together. So these are little things which I don't want to comment. Maybe it is political and all that. We change our taglines maybe for somebody's interest. I don't want to comment on this. This is beyond.
But how does it affect you all as those in the industry?
It affects a lot. If actually private sector doesn't want to change all these taglines time to time. So, but we are going par with private sector and the government and authorities. So it's to be discussed, not you and me.
And Mr. Abeywickrema, finally, I'd like to ask you about, now you are the owner of Hawk Travels, which you began at a very young age. For 35 years now you've been running it, and we'd like to see more contribution in terms of, how would you actually give your knowledge to this industry? What sort of linkage do you have with maybe the government or private sector in order to develop this industry? There's more that Sri Lanka needs to see and do.
Actually, we members, including myself and my members, we train a lot of people. We, at any given time, we have trained people coming out from the university, and we train them for 3 months, and like that they can find their suitable place. And I have my staff who have worked for me and managers in airlines and hotels and all that kind of industry. So we keep on training. When we go also, we educate them in various sectors, because I have learned, including I am a national guide. So wherever we go, when we see someone, we train them on the spot. Also we contribute a lot whatever we have learned.
So I think before we wrap up, it must be stressed that the SME sector, the informal segment of this sector, needs to be educated in order to be part of the formal industry contributing to the national economy through the tourism industry. And as you rightly mentioned, education is key. To talk to them and educate, create awareness on what benefits they would garner out of by paying taxes, being part of the tax system.
Yeah, actually many people who run, for example, offer accommodation, they just start, they must be told that before you start anything, consult us free, don't worry, we are not going to take you to courts, like that. Then when you start a guest house or a restaurant, they must be policed and they must say this is not the way to you use it like this, properly, hygienically, all that. That is what the main part of it, what we have to start from the grassroots level. People don't have a dress code today. If you drive from here to many parts of the country, you can't, still there are many restaurants in a town, but you can find 5 places where you can stop a tourist vehicle, because they are not properly organized to sell their food or product. So these things has to be fall in line. Local government authorities must come forward and educate everybody who sell food. That is must. Then the people who offer accommodation, they have to be policed and they have to be fall in line with the requirements to offer, even for you and me, locals or foreigners, it has to be the same. And the charges also should be the same, like price tag. If you go to any good mall, the supermarket, there is a price tag paste, so nobody bargain. So it has to be like that. All these guest houses or anybody, they have to show their price. Even in the internet, at the entrance, you have to, there are many hotels in the world, they have their price, room price, selling price, like that, for everybody the same. And when they market, they have to be with one voice. These are the things that if we do it, within 6 months, there can be a face value change in the country of tourism.
Right. On that note, it's time we wrap up. Thank you very much for joining us, for sharing your views and expertise.
Thank you very much.
We had with us Rohan Abeywickrema, the President of the Association of Small and Medium Enterprises in Tourism, joining us on Weekend Dialogue. To stay with our TV, we'll be back with more on BizRoundUp right after this break.